The National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons has presented its 2025 budget before the House Committee on Internally Displaced Persons, Migrants and Refugees. The chairman, Honorable Tunji Raham, said the meeting is of great importance, adding that one of the purposes for the meeting is to ensure that the Commission is adequately equipped to fulfill its mandates.
Today's activity is of paramount importance as we work towards ensuring that the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons is adequately equipped to fulfill its mandates. This session aligns with the release of the budget's timetable by the House Committee on Appropriation. As we deliberate, our collective focus must remain on transparency, efficiency, and pressing needs of the vulnerable population that the Commission serves. Once again, I want to appreciate your presence and commitment to this matter cause. Let us all approach this session with diligence and sense of duty to the millions of lives that depends on the outcomes of our work today.
The Honorable Federal Commissioner for Refugees, Immigrants and Internally Displaced Persons, Honorable Tijani Aliyu Ahmed, speaks on the summary of 2024 budget and 2025 budget projection for the National Commission for Refugees.
My appreciation to Mr. Chairman and other members of this committee as I present to you the summary of the 2024 budget for the National Commission for Refugees. Mr. Chairman, sir, the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons is a federal government agency responsible in the provision of protecting, giving care and support, and also providing livelihood to the vulnerable ones, particularly persons of concern. And this includes the migrants, the refugees, and the internally displaced persons. Mr. Chairman, sir, the National Commission for Refugees is an establishment of the National Assembly Act 2022. However, this commission has been in existence about 35 years ago. The commission started as Commission for Refugees only. The later migration and internally displaced persons mandate were added to the mandate of the commission. But however, without a corresponding increase in the budgetary allocation to the commission. The commission currently operates about 6 zonal offices and that are resided in Lagos, Kebbi, Maiduguri, Ilori, Enugu, and Calabar, as well as 9 field offices in Kaduna, in Kano, in Yola, Ogoja, in Cross River State, Moron in Akwa Ibom State, Makodi and Adigo in Benue State, Takum and Gembu in Taraba State. All these we are formulated to support the National Commission for Refugees Operations and Coverage. As of today, Mr. Chairman, we have no less than 6.4 million IDPs in this country, about 150,000 refugees, and more than 1 million migrants in Nigeria. It will interest you, Mr. Chairman, to note that before 2022, as I've said earlier, when the Commission's Act was enacted, the Commission was only responsible for refugees affairs only, but now expanded to cover migrants, internally displaced persons, stateless persons, as well as returnees, without a corresponding increase in our budget. The proposed 2025 budget of the Commission was put together with the aim of meeting the growing needs of all persons of concern, as well as to address the lingering nature of displacement in Nigeria caused by both man-made disasters in the form of the persistent threat of insecurity, violence, insurgency, banditry, kidnapping, and ethno-religious crisis, as well as related risks and climate change. This has further increased the vulnerability of persons of concern. The proposed budget also considered the prevailing situation in the African continent and the world at large, which is characterized by regional conflicts and increasing anti-mitigation policies, especially in disturbing trend in irregular migration and the consequences. Thus, the proposed budget will cater for POCs by providing durable solutions as well as care and maintenance for the returnees, deportees, and refugees. 2024 budget performance. In 2024, Mr. Chairman, the sum of 25 billion 830 million 635,691 naira was appropriated for the Commission in 2024. The approval comprises of 21 billion 629 million 326,476 naira only as capital. The sum of 864 million 127,106 naira was for an overhead, while the sum of 930 million 182,199 naira only was appropriated for personnel costs. In addition, the sum of 2 billion 399 million only was appropriated for general intervention projects. The releases. Mr. Chairman, in the year 2024, the sum of 11 billion 302 billion 184,150 naira was released to the Commission for Capital Expenditures. This amounted to 52% of the total capital appropriation. The sum of 864 million 107,016 naira only was released to the Commission for overhead costs. This amounted to 100% of the total overhead appropriation. Also, the sum of 930 million 182,199 naira was released for personnel costs. This amounted to 100% of the total personnel cost appropriation. The sum of 2,399 million only was released for the execution of zonal intervention projects. This amounted to 100% of the total zonal intervention projects appropriation. Utilization of the 2024 releases. The total sum of 930 million 182,199 naira only was released to the Commission through IPPIS and fully utilized 100%. The staff at the year 2024 stands at 503 when you go through our nominal road overhead. The sum of 864 million 127,016 naira only was released to Commission for overhead costs, and this was fully utilized. 24 capital projects. The sum of 11 billion 302 billion 184,150 150 naira was released for 2024 capital project 8,771,670,656 naira 13 kobo only was utilized. That is 77.50% due to constraint experience in the bottom-up cash plan policy. The payment will be continued when the rollover amount is ready. Zonal interventions. The sum of 2,399,000,000 was released for the execution of zonal intervention projects, and 1,884,820,293 naira 34 kobo only was utilized. That is 77% utilization. The payment is in progress. 2025 budget proposal. Mr. Chairman, the proposed aggregate expenditure for 2025 budget stands at 6,365,118,961 naira 90 kobo only, which comprises of 3,728,486,848 naira, which was proposed for 2025 capital projects. 1,398,207,979 naira 90 kobo only was proposed as personal estimate, and 1,238,424,136 naira only for the overhead cost. However, the 2025 capital budget allocation for the Commission is grossly inadequate, considering the huge number of persons of concerns across the country. There is need for an increase in the Commission's capital allocation in order to adequately deliver the mandate of the Commission in the following areas. 1. Project Zero Hunger. Our goal with the Zero Hunger project is to ensure food security and alleviate hunger and malnutrition among 75% of refugees, migrants, and internally displaced persons. Health Without Borders. The Health Without Borders initiatives geared towards providing health care, including psychosocial support, mitigating malnutrition, establishing upgrading health facilities, and enhance the access of displaced persons to health insurance. This initiative firmly aligned with the AU's Agenda 2063, which outlines health and nutrition as a key priority area to achieve a prosperous Africa. Project Educate All. The Project Educate All will ensure sustained access to basic education through accelerated education programs, increase access to learning through the provision and equipping of libraries in an emergency setting, fostering peace and social cohesion through the renovation and upgrading of schools in host communities and provision of safe spaces through the establishment of transitional learning centers. Our goal is to return 1 million displaced children to learning institutions every year. Skills to Wealth. Skills to Wealth is conceived to provide POCs with knowledge and tools they need to better their financial situation and gain economic independence. It adopts a 360-degree to provide POCs with training for building capacity, empowering resources, and upskilling to help them through grow entrepreneurism, financial literacy, employability skills, and resilience. And in order to create sustainable economic opportunities, the Skill to Wealth project will provide POCs with startup capital and startup packs in a variety of skills, trades, and businesses of their choice, including carpentry, masonry, ICT, soap making, phone repairs, knitting, catering, cosmetology, rice milling, fertilizer making, vegetable oil production, dye and dye, charcoal making, etc., etc. Project Triple R, return reintegration and resettlement from a consortium and continuum in the process of restoring the lives of displaced persons in Nigeria. Addressing the needs of displaced persons goes beyond providing immediate relief, and a holistic approach that addresses the economic, social, and psychological aspects of displacement is necessary for long-term success. Go Green Project. The goal is to engage 3 million POCs in active climate-friendly green practices in the next 3 years. However, despite all this dream thinking, we still have a lot of constraint, and part of this constraint includes rapid process. It will interest the members to know that by this month, 30th, Nigeria is going to take over leadership of the rapid process. A rapid process is the African dialogue on migration and development. Nigeria has been unanimously elected to chair that process. And within the 1 year leadership of Nigeria, we are going to have 3 major thematic meetings which will take place in Nigeria. This issue came after the budget submission. At least in order to meet up with this mandate, the need for us to have an additional budgetary allocation becomes necessary. And that's why we are putting it forward as one of the challenges we may face in 2025 financial year. And this rapid process have about 57 countries as members. Repatriation of over 100,000 Nigerian refugees from Cameroon, Chad, and Nigeria Republic. Mr. Chairman, sir, as I'm speaking today, Mr. Chairman, we have no less than 100,000 Nigerian refugees living in the offshore of this country. And to bring a refugee back to his own country means a lot of heavy expenditure, because we must have to follow the international best practices. One, if you are bringing in a refugee, you have to provide him with a shelter, if not temporary, if not permanent, at least temporary shelter. You must have to provide the refugee or the returnee with food for the next 6 months as you return him back to the country. I must also provide him with the necessary health care and provide security to the returnee. We had what we call the technical working group, which is being chaired by the Commission. But however, we also have a presidential committee of the technical working group headed by the Vice President. With this number that we have that are living outside this country as refugees, we need a lot of budget and intervention and allocation for us to be able to bring these Nigerians back to the country, and to follow due process and follow the international best practice to bring only 7,000 who voluntarily want to return, because before you return somebody back to Nigeria, that person has to volunteer to say that I want to return back to this country. We went to Cameroon, we profiled the number of them that were living in Cameroon. We've gotten about 53,000 of them, but 7,000 want to return to this country voluntarily without anybody asking them or without any condition, unconditionally. However, 7,000 of them we want to return, but on condition that Nigeria will provide them with security, provide them with shelter, will provide them with what they will need as enshrined by the Geneva Convention. So to do all this, Mr. Chairman, sir, when the technical working group met, because the technical working group comprises the commission, the police, the NIS, the military, and so on and so forth. It's one of the, the first 7,000 who wants to come back to the country unconditionally, and it's going to cost about 67 billion naira to bring them back to this country. You can imagine now the cost implication that is involved in bringing back 100,000 refugees that are living outside. If really we want to grow the best practice as enshrined by the international communities. This is one of the challenges that we may face in 2025 and continuously. We have written to Mr. President about this. We have sent our proposals to Mr. President. And I think it's receiving attention, but we are yet to receive any response from that level. We have, as I have mentioned in my introductory remarks, Mr. Chairman, the National Commission for Refugees is about 35 years old now. I've told you that it started as a commission for only refugees. But today, with the addition of mandate of the migrants and internally displaced persons, we have serious office accommodation problem. And we have about 503 staff to manage. On this note, the Commission is making an effort to see whether we can have our permanent office. Because all along, the Commission is operating at a rented accommodation. But the effort that we want to put in place this time around is to see through the budgetary allocation, we will be able to put the space that was allocated to us by the EFCC assigned to us a place for the next 5 years, and maybe later it could be finally be our permanent accommodation. So to put the place in shape now, to renovate the place, to equip the offices and furnish the offices, I think is another area of concern. That's why we request for additional, or we are requesting for an intervention in our budgetary allocation so that we'll be able to attend to this problem. Added to this also, Mr. Chairman, sir, we have gone into an MOU with the National State University Kebbi. When you look at the level of migration of the youth now going out of this country, it's becoming alarming. And most of them are going out through illegal means. And that's why we have been losing so many lives through the Mediterranean Sea. The Commission sees it necessary to collaborate with one of our institutions to come up with a center of excellence on migration so that through this we can catch them young, try to educate them. If they want to leave, nobody is saying nobody should not go. Migration is basic. Migration is necessary. But however, we should be able to do it in the right way. In doing that, we have to educate our younger ones that are coming up. How, if they want to travel out, this is the procedure and this is how they will go. And that's why we have gone into memorandum of understanding with the National State University close by here, so that we can use that as excellence, center of excellence for migration. We have also a lot of returnees. Take for instance, Chairman, sir, about 2 weeks ago, we have received not less than 400 returnees from Sudan. They are all Nigerians in Kano. We have, and in the next 1-2 days, we are going to receive additional 300 who are returning from Sudan, also through Kano. This year alone, last year alone, we have received over 10,000 returnees returning from diaspora, from outside the country back to Nigeria. This is serious. And to go into practicing in the best way, we need to have a center, a reception center. When you receive them, there should be a place as enshrined in our best practices internationally. You need to have a reception center where you receive the returnees, both refugees and those that they were sent back by force, as deportees. So we need to do that. We need to have such a center where we can receive them, we provide them with psychosocial support, as provide them with starter pack, and so on and so forth. We don't have that. Well, we need to have it. Now that the number is kept on growing, there is no need that you have a returnee. After receiving from the airport, you don't know where to take him, to put him at least, to give him that psychosocial support. And then we need to have that, at least in Lagos and in Kano, because these are the two basic areas where we have a lot of returnees. Kano, Lagos, Cross River too. A lot of refugees were there. So to attend to this, Mr. Chairman, sir, we need an extra budget allocation. Then we go into providing durable solutions, sir. When we talk about durable solutions, we are saying that we should be out of the normal way of food distribution all the time. Yes, we cannot stop providing food to IDPs and refugees. But however, we need to find another means into making them having the skill that they can use and then sustain themselves, rather than always being sustained by government. It is cumbersome, it is cost effective against the government, and I don't think government will continue in this manner. So we are trying to come up with the durable solutions now. One, through the construction of skill acquisition centers in the 6 geopolitical zones. We have started one in Niger to provide for the next center. We want to have one in Katsina. We want to have another one in Cross River, one in Ogun State, another one in Maiduguri or in Adamawa, just to provide for each of the geopolitical zones. So that we have 6 well-equipped skill acquisition centers in the 6 geopolitical zones. And we want to do that after receiving these returnees in this kind of number. We just move them to skill acquisition centers. If in Kano, we take them to Katsina. If it is in Maiduguri, we will take them to Adamawa or Borno. If it is in Cross River, then we take them to Cross River. We want to do that so that we give them training. And after training them for 3 months, we now disengage them and then send them for startup after training them. This is the plan of the commission, so that we have to provide durable solutions. And not only that, Mr. Chairman, we have also started farming, engaging the IDPs into farming. We have 3 pilot schemes, one in Nasarawa State, another one in Plateau State, and the third one in Maiduguri. We have harvested the crops that we planted during the last season, and we are hoping that we are going into dry season farming now in these 3 zones, and we want to expand it, and that's why we have now a bilateral arrangement with NADA. NADA has given now. The last one we did was with the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, which was very, very successful. Now we want to expand. That's why we bring in NADA now. NADA has a lot of plots of land all over the country, and we want to utilize that and then extend the number of the states from 3 now probably to 10 or 15, and to see how far we can go. We put all our IDPs and refugees or returnees into farming, those that can farm and who are interested in farming. We want to do that. Mr. Chairman, we still have IDP settlement cities in some states of the Federation. We want to go into practical use of the cities now. By next week, we are hoping that we are taking not less than 150 refugees and displaced persons who are living in our Abuja camp here, and then relocate them to our settlement city that is located in Kefi. We will provide them with farming implements and other starter packs. We have schools there, built within the camp. We have security posts there. We have clinic, and we have mini market there. So that as they go into their small farming, they have a market where they can sell their items, like this, for them to be able to sustain themselves. So we are trying to out of the box. We have been trying out of the box now and provide durable solutions to our POCs. In conclusion, Mr. Chairman, sir, the Commission is requesting the Honorable Chairman and members of this committee to use their good office to facilitate the increase of the allocation in the 2025 budget to enable it to deliver efficiently on its mandate. I thank you, Mr. Chairman. When you go to page 7, you see the summary of all that I've said. Page 7 is the total allocation, sectorially. Page 8 to page 8 to page 22 is the explanation of our budget expenditure.
Christia Odage reporting for NAS Television.